Good morning. How the devil are you doing this fine day? Me? Well, over the past 3 days, I've consumed my body weight in seafood and tea, so you find me relaxed, refreshed, a little bloated, and all ready to take up the fight once again. Just so you know, there's no need to adjust the contrast on your screen. My face really is this colour. Turns out the Dorset coast is a little bit closer to the sun than I'd anticipated. Our show today is filled with demolition and construction goodness, all served on a bed of organic sarcasm and a side order of skepticism. And if you have any little kiddlywinks hanging around at home before the dreaded return to school, you might like them to tell. You might like to tell them to tune in at the end of the show. Those good folks over at Hyundai have a little treat in store for them. But before then, let's roll the intro and get on with the show. Welcome to the Breakfast Show. I'm your host, Mark Anthony. It's Tuesday, the 31st of August, and as that pasty-looking guy just said, welcome to the Breakfast Show. I am your host, Mark Anthony. In today's show, 2 murders in as many months. Concrete price hikes bite. CNH is buying Sampierana, and it's child's play for Hyundai. If you've got any comments or questions, please leave them in the chat and I'll get to them at the end of the show. But first, let's see who among the rich and the shameless will be celebrating their birthdays on this day of days.
Happy birthday!
It's many happy returns to actors James Coburn and Richard Gere, to professional wrestlers Jeff Hardy and Mickey James, to supreme athlete Ed Moses, and a happy birthday to one of the great songwriters of our time, well, my time, Mr. Glenn Tilbrook of Squeeze. In my opinion, Labelled with Love is on a par with anything written by Lennon and McCartney, so many happy returns to them, one and all. You will know the basic premise of this show. Every weekday for the past 133 workdays, I've talked about new items of construction equipment, successful demolition projects, and relatively niche subjects like the shortage of materials or skilled workers. We don't really do heavy subjects. Yet today, I find myself reporting on a second murder to affect this industry in as many months. And while I don't know the victim, it appears that we were indirectly connected. Investigations are taking place into the murder of 22-year-old Maddie Durden Hollenby after her body was found at a property in Kettering. Northamptonshire police have named a man who was also found dead at the property. The body of Benjamin Green, aged 41, was found alongside Maddie's by police at his home. Police went to the property following a report of concern for the 22-year-old's welfare. Northamptonshire police have launched a major investigation into the circumstances of the 2 deaths, with detectives announcing that they were treating Hollenby's death as a murder and that they're not seeking anyone else in connection with the incident. I actually heard about this while I was away this weekend, and there was just something about Maddie's name that rang a bell with me. She didn't live near me, and I didn't recognise her face, but there was something that just triggered in the dark recesses of my brain. So I checked her LinkedIn profile. It turns out that Maddie worked as a marketing executive for Keyline Civils. She and I have 37 mutual connections on the platform. So there's every likelihood that at some point our paths may have crossed either directly or otherwise. So all our mutual connections, but far more importantly to Maddie's family and friends, my deepest condolences. What a tragic waste of a young life.
The Miller GT series heralds a new era of unrivaled power and cutting-edge intelligent coupler technology, increasing job site safety, machine versatility, and productivity. It's the added versatility that you need at the value you can afford. To find out more, visit millergroundbreaking.com.
Contractors have been left reeling by another huge materials price hike as a major concrete products manufacturer announced 15% increases. Construction Inquirer is reporting that contractors have been sent letters this week from Korea Concrete detailing the price hikes across its range of concrete products. That increase will come into force tomorrow. Construction Inquirer spoke to one unnamed contractor who said these price rises are being imposed on customers who have already committed to fixed price contracts with their clients and who entered into binding supply contracts with Korea in good faith. Korea is a major supplier of concrete products across the UK from its manufacturing base in Northern Ireland, Scotland, and in England as well. CNH Industrial has purchased a controlling 90% stake in Sampierana SPA, a privately owned Italian company operating in the construction equipment space. Under its Sampierana name, the company is perhaps best known for its undercarriages and spare parts. However, the group also owns the Eurocomatch brand of mini and midi excavators. It's too early to tell just how this all slots into the CNH Industrial portfolio. However, a part of the official statement might provide a bit of a clue. Sampierana's exceptional portfolio solidifies our presence in critical market segments and provides our dealers and customers access to industry-leading products backed by our brand, distribution and manufacturing experience, says Scott Wine, Chief Executive Officer of CNH Industrial. And this is the interesting part. Sampierana Group has recorded excellent performance year over year, particularly in Europe. Its broad product portfolio and electric power prototypes are an ideal fit with CNH Industrial's sustainable approach and substantially augment the company's in-house product and technology offerings. You can make of that what you will. CNH Industrial reports that it plans to obtain 100% control of the company over the next 4 years. The debt and cash-free consideration for the total transaction will be equal to just under 102 million euros. I want to say a quick thank you to Peter Haddock, who brought that one to our attention while I was away over the weekend. I could quite easily have missed it had Peter not raised that. So many thanks, Peter. A2 Dominion Housing Group has set aside 15 million of your finest English quids to build a new 9-storey block comprising 121 residential units on a site in Crawley, just a stone's throw from Gatwick Airport. Ryden Construction is thought to be among the names tendering for the new build element of the works. But first, a demolition contractor is required to remove Longley House, which currently sits on the site. You can find out more about this project lead and many more just like it over at buildersconference.co.uk. And speaking of the Builders Conference, on tomorrow's show, I will be joined by Builders Conference CEO Neil Edwards as we chart the rises and falls and the winners and losers of the past month. I checked the BC Live League table this morning just before I came on here, and it currently sits at just over £4.5 billion, which is above average, but it is down on last month. Is that a cause for concern, or has the UK construction industry finally taken a well-earned summer break? You'll have to tune in tomorrow to find out exactly what the score is there.
Sorry to interrupt the guy with the funny glasses, but if you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button as it helps our channel. Or, better still, share this video with a friend or a colleague. Thank you. Right, back to Beardy.
There are several questions I find myself repeating, perhaps a little too often. Where's my money? Is someone going to make me a cup of tea? Is there anything that Ken Hatcher doesn't know about construction equipment? Has Nick Drew discovered the fountain of youth? But the one I repeat most often is, how do we inspire the next generation of equipment operators? Well, this is clearly a subject that's been troubling the fine folks at Hyundai as well. And rather than waiting for those young people to reach the age when they all decide they want to be footballers or YouTubers, Hyundai is taking its message to a younger demographic. Check this out. Look, I realise that's pretty simplistic, but I think it's also remarkably clever. Each of those stories makes the excavator and therefore the operator the hero. What child doesn't want to be a hero? So hats off to Hyundai, and thanks ever so much for sharing that with us. That pretty much wraps up this morning's show. I'll roll the outro in just a second before jumping over into the chat to see what's on the menu for today. I'll be back here on the morrow, same time, same place, for more of this old stuff and nonsense. As I said earlier, I'll be joined on tomorrow's show by Builders Conference CEO Neil Edwards as we take our regular look at the new contract awards of the past month. Also, as tomorrow is a Wednesday, I'll also be live over on Instagram Live at noon UK time tomorrow for our weekly No Agenda show. As usual, I have no idea what I'll be talking about, but it's never stopped me before. But until then, have a great day. Have a great weekend. Don't have a great weekend. That's left over from last week. Ignore I said that. Stay safe. Look after yourself, your family, your friends, and your colleagues. And thanks for watching.